Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to look into key pulsing. We're going to go into a pretty in-depth guide for key pulsing. I've seen a lot of key pulse guide videos, but they mostly explain like Flux 1, Flux 2, and just how to generally do one or two types of key pulsing. But we're going to go pretty in-depth here. And let's start with the different types of key pulsing. So there's 4 key pulses in the game. There's this one, which is the no key pulse, and it'll happen a lot more than you think, especially if you want to dash. That's one version of key pulsing. The other one is early, which is my favorite, and I think the most important to know for this game. It doesn't recover as much, but that little bit can help. And then the third one is perfect key pulsing. Looks like that. You get a pretty big Q that you gotta correct, and you gain everything that you used up, whatever ability you did, you get back completely, and you get a bonus on the top left corner there. We'll get into that a little bit later because that's its own thing. And then we have delayed key pulsing. It's still perfect key pulsing, but it's like a safety mechanic. So if you don't get perfect, you get nothing at this point. And it's good to know because let's say someone is trying to do a really big hitter, they have super armor, or you're out of stamina, you can go and kind of dodge his move right there. So it's pretty practical. And yep, those are pretty much the basics for just key pulsing, the 4 stages. Now the next thing I want to get into is the mechanics. Mechanics of key pulsing. You press key pulse by doing R1, and then the timing is up to you. But there's a couple other ways that the game doesn't tell you. So as far as stance switching, you can hold R1 at any point. At any point. And this is really important because you can essentially buffer some stance switches with it. So for example, Switchglaive is kind of unique because it has an attack and then it switches. So it's not really the best idea to do it with this weapon. Well, at least in mid stance. But you can go, let's say we did here, right? If you look at the bottom right side, there's like a little red circle. That's how you know you're holding R1, or that R1 is active. So you can do R1 like that to do early. Press it. We can do R1 and have it buffered. Now what this does is that you can, if you're not comfortable with the timing, you can do R1. Let's switch again. Let's do that way, or you can do. Alright, we're gonna actually go Tonfa here. Get Switchglaive. That ability that lets me switch stances is kind of getting in the way here. But pretty much that one, right? We're going to do mid stance light. And that's the demon dance. That's what makes this whole weapon pretty unique. But mid into a stance switch. Right? But if we're doing the buffering method, we go this. Sorry, that's what I meant. You don't buffer R1, you buffer the stance switch. So, switch and then R1. And then you can go that way. And you can do this with any stance. You can do mid, go to high, R1. Mid, go to low, R1. Alright? And that's really good because it makes it easier to stance switch. The only problem is that you commit to your stance switch once you've buffered because you've already went to a different stance. But buffering is important for later on because of the bonuses and because of Flux 1 and 2. So there's just a regular button, and then there's switching stances buffering. And then you can also do them at the same time. So let's stay in light stance here, or low stance. I keep saying light. We're gonna do light button, and then do it at the same time. And then you can switch stances that way. The way you know you did it correctly is if you get the buff to the stance you're looking for. Yeah, so I'm on low stance, but I'm going to mid stance, but I want the low stance buff. Yeah, so you can do it at the same time. Right, and that's what it would look like. And it's especially telling on Tonfas because you won't get the demon dance. So you can do same time buffering, or you can do the one I do, which is plinking. And what plinking is, it's a word from a fighting game scene, and all it is pressing R1 and then your desired stance, like right after. So pretty much, it's really prominent on Demon Dance because Tonfa's got this crazy buff that you can cancel Demon Dance now with stance switching. Like, I couldn't even tell. You can't even tell that I'm stance switching, but I am. Yeah, because before it would be like this. Right, to go to a different stance. And you can just do that. So I like to plink. And it does work with the regular weapons as well. It's really prominent for Tonfa because you cancel their animation completely. But you can also see the Q as well. For example, like the animation is what I mean. But in Nioh, you can cancel almost everything. Right? That's Flux, but I mainly want to get the point of plinking across here. Alright, so the next thing we're going to get into is key pulsing, or the bonuses. So those little icons you see on the top left, if you do, each one has a bonus that you can unlock, and they have a prerequisite. So key pulse Earth. This is when you activate a key pulse that recovers full key from key pulse. Now this doesn't mean that you get all your key back, but more so when you recover the recoverable key. Once you get the key pulse off, and it's that perfect key pulse, you get a bonus. In this case, you get your key consumption gets negated for your next dodge. So if we're in light stance here, I'm going to do a heavy attack, right? I get the bonus on the top left, and if I dodge, it costs no key. Just to show you again, 1060 is my base. If I dodge, I'm at 866, but if I go and dodge, nothing. And what the game doesn't tell you is that the duration, it gets longer based on how many skills you use. So I have all that time to do a dash and it won't count. But if I do something like this, that's pretty quick, you know? So this is really important because then you can kind of stance switch based on the situation if you're not trying to do combos, or if you want to dodge more than you want to, if you want to take the risk of dodging more than you do blocking, because we get to the next stance, which is mid, and this one is key pulse. I believe it's man. Yeah, key pulse man. And what this does is when you take block damage, you take no damage for the next hit. So that bonus right there, if they were to hit you on your shield, you'd take no damage. Whereas right here, you would take key damage. And a lot of bosses tend to like one-shot your key, especially with their moves. So this can be really useful if you're trying to apply pressure. He's going for like a big slam, bam, you just block it, and you just block it for free, and follow up again with something else, you know? And these are not like on a cooldown. You can stack them too like that, so long as you get the key pulses off. And then the last one is key pulse heaven. And what this does is your next hit gains more damage if you can keep it correctly. So you see that symbol right there, and the same concept. It extends the longer your string is, or whatever your previous actions were. And I know that this move on the enemy over there did 476. If I do it with the buff, that does like 540 something. So it's pretty substantial. And those are the bonuses they usually get from these ones. Now, you can do the same thing with your dashes, and this took me forever. I was being so stupid. But this is the prerequisite to this move, running water, and all it is dodging at the perfect time and will give you a key pulse. I thought this was something like, if an enemy attacks and you dodge at the right timing, you get a key pulse. That'd be a little too broke to be H. But it's when you have an opportunity to key pulse and you dodge instead of regular key pulses. So instead of this, you go like this. You still get the key pulse off. And it's the same concept. Alright, the duration's still there, everything's still there. This is used a lot in a lot of, I wouldn't say combo videos or montages, but it's very helpful because you get the bonus and you recover your key back. So it can get you a lot of key back. It's a good fundamental technique to know, and it's very helpful. Just a more mobile option if you don't want to just normal key pulls. Alright, and then the next thing we're going to get into is Flux 1 and Flux 2. So Flux 1 and Flux 2. So we'll start here. There's the regular key pulse. Flux 1 is just changing to another stance. When you do a successful key pulse, you increase the amount of key recovered. And then this one, Flux 2, is when you do 2 switches, you gain even more. So, I believe I'm going to use the Tonfa here. Yeah. So, regular key pulse. I have 1030 on Tonfa, my key. When I key pulse, I get 930 back. Or I should be getting 930 every time. Around there. And if I do Flux 1, I go to 1030. Now, the problem with this is that I didn't do enough. That cost me stamina. It's gonna go here, right? I'm around 321. If you do the whole thing, 880. That was early. So I went to 1001. It's so fast. Now, the big thing about fluxing is I would say there's 3 major changes that you get, and 3 benefits. The first is that you can get a ton of key back. You know, you pretty much get all your key back. And this is just Flux 1, not even Flux 2. You can get all your key back. You get the bonus for the top left from the Key Pulse Earth, Man, and Heaven bonuses. No matter which one. And there's always at least 2 routes to get to the way you want to Flux 1. So you can do mid into low or mid into high. It doesn't matter. And then you can still combine the previous concepts of buffering. So you can be like high key pulse and then you get the high buff, or low key pulse, get the buff with the low buff, you know? This is very, very good to know because some people like to do, you know, same time buffing versus buffering versus plinking, you know? It's all preference, but they all have application. And what ends up happening is that you can combine the regular key pulses with fluxes, and you can make different combos. Now, you can either do combos or you can do pressure. For example, taunts are nasty in both ways. because you end up canceling, you know, Demon Dance or whatever. But let's say you use the glaive. You can just keep looping the pressure. And I never run out of stamina, you know. One thing I like to do is light stance Tonfa and go, because I can just go like this, right? But by the fourth one, I'm already at half key, and I probably have to dodge because they're gonna attack me. But if I go, I have infinite key the whole time essentially, and I can keep going, and it's faster, you know. And that's the big thing, is that it's faster. Which gets me to my next point about key pulsing early with combined switching. So all of this is where we get into theory, once you've learned all these mechanics. Oh, I'm so sorry. Before you even get there, Flux 1 and Flux 2, the difference. Flux 2, you gain a ton more. You gain a ton more key. And the other bonus from Flux is that if you regular key pulse, there's like a good, if you look at the key bar, there's like a good almost like half second before the key starts to come back. That can be problematic, especially if you're like if you're about to break your key, or like you have no key left. You might get like, I don't know, 5% back here, and then there's like a slight pause, but you need just like 6%. If you flux, it almost instantly starts regenerating, which might save your life, you know. And then same thing with Flux too. If you go, you know, assuming you wasted that much damage to begin with, it'll start regenerating as well. And the good thing is that you can cancel. So you don't have to wait for the animation of the weapon to come out. This is a concept you can use across all weapons, but, you know, Tonfas, they really love this, because it puts them right in position to attack. Once you have all this down, you can combine all the concepts and start exploring your weapon for different combo strings. So I know that move right there, right? There's pretty much nothing you can do to follow up other than doing like your yokai ability. Or you can do yokai shifting. But I've learned that with the Switchglaive in particular, you can do, right? And this is a true combo, even on Resonance, this is a true combo. But you can make it a little bit longer with adding that. Now this is unique to this weapon. This combo is all about fluidity and just stringing stuff together and canceling stuff. So like canceling into mid-string, you know. Now if we use a regular weapon, like Tonfa is not regular, for the example it is regular. This right here is like the end of your string. Yeah, and if you want your key back, you perfect pulse. But if you go, you can flux it to get it back too. And the other thing is, there's some delay with some stances. Spear and Tonfa are the only ones I know of off the top of my head that you can't just immediately flux and you'll get the bonuses. You kind of have to wait if you want to get the full perfect key bonus. You know what I'm saying? So go, and that's when you start fluxing. Like that, to get the bonuses. Otherwise, you're gonna get the short cancel, but not the perfect key pulse, you know? Because if you do it too early, you just cancel it. But, you know, Tonfas are an exception. So back to this example, right? From everything we learned about key pulsing, short key pulsing is probably the most important, at least for your offense, because it opens up new routes. For example, I love this attack, but it's kind of hard to land. And if they block it, you can bounce back. But if you land it, you can cancel it with dashing. But if you wait to key pulse it, like for Tonfa, it's omega screwed because you have to do this and then go back and then do that, you know. Canceling early allows you to do different types of pressures and strings that normally wouldn't combo together. So, you know, even if you flux, it doesn't matter. But if you go, you know, that's not a true string, but if they block, they take the most block string damage. And that's just Demon Dance concept. If you go and cancel the animation because of Demon Dance, you can do, you can do, essentially loop it over and over. Now I'm going to use a regular weapon, like the Switchglaive-ish, to show this example because Tonfas are just so unique. And I know I keep talking about Tonfa, but trust me, when you learn Tonfa, you learn Tonfa. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That was XXX triangle. Or XX triangle. But I'm canceling it so I can get a faster recovery. Now, let's say if I do this into this, and I wait for the key pulse, and I knock someone down over here, like he's knocked down, the Switchglaive has a really slow startup for the execution, or the finisher blow. If you do this though, you know, you're already ready to go in it. There's no way you're not going to land it. You go in there, and then you get them. You can do the same thing with combos. So, you know, that's a combo. Another example would be this into this. That's normally not a combo because of the recovery, if you want to keep them. Like, they'll be able to run circles by then. So you just gotta find out what works with your weapon, and you'll see that new routes are totally open once you can learn how to master your key pulsing. But yeah, thanks guys, let me know if I missed anything.